Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. Prince Albert police are investigating the death of a 60-year-old man who was found at a home yesterday afternoon. Emergency crews were called to the 300 block of 32nd Street West at about 3:15. The victim was declared dead at the scene. An autopsy is scheduled for today in the Major Crimes Unit and Forensic Identification Section, as well as the coroner's office are investigating. Police advise they will remain in the area as the investigation continues. An officer-involved shooting in Regina has sparked an independent investigation by Saskatchewan's police watchdog. Police say officers were called to a home where a man was threatening people with a crossbow. A woman and child were safely removed before an altercation broke out. Two officers fired their guns and wounded the man, who was sent to hospital with serious injuries but is expected to survive. Saskatchewan's Serious Incident Response Team is now investigating. CERT is also investigating an in-custody death in southeastern Saskatchewan. RCMP say officers were called about an impaired driver in the ditch near Kipling yesterday afternoon just before 5. A 58-year-old man was arrested for impaired driving. When he wouldn't get out of his vehicle, officers removed him from it and put him in the back seat of the police vehicle, where he went into medical distress. Police performed CPR until paramedics got there, but he was declared dead. CERT will look into the officer's actions during the call. The city of Prince Albert is closing the playground at Little Red River Park once again due to rising water levels. In a statement this morning, the city says the North Saskatchewan River levels are rising and there is potential for flooding in parts of the park. The city says the core area of Little Red River Park, including Cosmo Lodge, is still open to the public for now. The precautionary measure is meant to protect visitors while the city monitors the flow of the river. Fencing and signage will be put up, and the city says the playground area will reopen once water levels stabilize. And the city of Saskatoon says its message about river safety also isn't changing, despite weekend river rescues and a death last month. These red buoys are supposed to stretch across the river to deter boaters from approaching the weir. The city says it's not meant to physically stop boats from drifting toward it. The fire department says more people in Saskatoon means more people using the river, including some who aren't familiar with its hazards. High flows and strong currents are making the river dangerous.
Being that our population has grown almost 80,000 over the last few years, there's a lot of new people to Saskatoon that are enjoying the river, and we're just trying to keep everybody safe because they're not aware of the hazards that have been present there. And when we're aware of them, when you've grown up in Saskatoon and been around the river your whole life, it becomes pretty relevant.
The fire department says when the river is flowing this fast, dive rescue operations are suspended. Well, a day like today, Jeff, would be a good day for some kind of a water feature in your home.
Exactly, a water feature in your home, or use certainly the spray parks and the public swimming pools. You know, hey, the great place to be on a day like today. So, but once again, exercising extreme caution around the rivers. Let's take a look at what we've got going on the satellite and radar shot here. Just as advertised, we were telling you yesterday about this system moving up from Montana into southern Saskatchewan. That's certainly what it has done and what it is doing. And so I have to keep an eye on whether or not we've got some extreme conditions. There's no watches or warnings associated with this so far, but we'll have to wait and see. Otherwise, we've got ourselves a pretty warm forecast in shape. So for those wanting to go to the Lakeland region, things are looking good. We'll tell you why.
A Saskatoon orchard says some of their berry crops are a bit behind due to weeks of gloomy weather. The Berry Barn says it typically harvests about 15 to 20,000 pounds of Saskatoon berries in a season. But after weeks without sunshine, it says the berries are about 7 to 10 days behind.
With all the cloudy and cool weather and the late start to May, it's been really slow.
With the current forecast showing several days of sun in the future, Erlinson says the berries will likely develop a lot faster. Saskatoon now has its first fully non-alcoholic drink store. Dry Supply opened its doors last week. The store sells a variety of alternatives to your typical alcoholic drinks like beer, wine, and spirits. The owners say in the 7 days that they've been open, business has been even busier than expected.
We have flown through stock. We've gone through emergency supply drops already. I just drove in this morning with a new stock in the back of my truck. It was completely out of the box as to what we were thinking was going to happen, which is such an incredible thing.
The owners say they've partnered with local bars and restaurants to offer more non-alcoholic options to customers. A Saskatoon woman is concerned about the state of long-term care following a situation with her brother. Her 63-year-old brother, James, lives with myotonic dystrophy. His condition has gotten worse with age, and after a fall, the private care home he was living in was no longer equipped to support him. She says he's been waiting 6 weeks at City Hospital, waiting to get the appropriate level of care.
They can only find a bed if, somebody dies in a nursing home or somebody is moved away for some other reason. So it's long waits for all of those folks trying to get nursing home care.
The NDP says the number of long-term care facilities and beds in Saskatchewan have declined since 2007. The province says it's investing $150 million this year in new long-term care infrastructure, including in La Ronge, Grenfell, and Regina. Canada's Secretary of State on Nature was in Saskatchewan today, highlighting 8 new tree planting projects. The projects represent $24.5 million in funding to plant more than 5 million trees, helping protect Canada's natural biodiversity and restoring critical habitats. It also pushes ahead Indigenous-led forest planting and restoration efforts.
Funding for planting trees is mainly based on the capacity for these trees to answer 4 goals. Climate change, adaptation, so when we replant, carbon capture, protection of wildlife, and erosion, and the capacity to limit erosion and to restore natural habitat.
Saskatchewan's projects are part of a $3.8 billion federal strategy announced in March. Police in Saskatoon were making the most of the hot weather this afternoon.
Okay, here we go.
The dunk tank was a always popular part of the annual Saskatoon Police Service Community Barbecue. People were also invited to tour the police headquarters, take in some live entertainment, and enjoy burgers, hot dogs, smokies, and ice cream. Today's barbecue was held in support of Special Olympics. After the break, public art in a less populated area. Mick Fable tells the story of Carol Rose Golden Eagle in this week's Indigenous Circle.
Greetings, everyone. Public art in urban settings beautifies streets and buildings, creating more engaging and welcoming spaces. And it's a specialty for Saskatchewan artist Carol Rose Golden Eagle. But even though public art is more commonly found in urban settings, a new piece in a natural setting is far from city limits.
Those traveling on Highway 54 towards Regina Beach may notice a new addition to the landscape. A buffalo outlined in white rocks on the hillside. The latest creation from artist and writer Carol Rose Golden Eagle.
This is one step beyond the land acknowledgement. This is, telling visitors when they drive into this community that Indigenous people have always been here.
This is the first public art installation for Golden Eagle, who was able to build a rock formation with the help of the grade 7-8 class from South Shore School. The project was done in celebration of National Indigenous History Month and intended to last for many years to come.
Let's say these children now are 40-year-old adults coming back to their community, seeing this, maybe having their own children at that point and saying, I helped build that, and then start talking about the reason it was built.
The buffalo effigy is on protected land, looked after by Nature Conservancy Canada. A stone wall built many years ago on the property is where the rocks came from. The NCC says this project is a great starting point for similar projects in the future.
We at NCC are really trying to improve our relationship with Indigenous cultures and First Nations groups. And so we are very excited to make those connections and make those friendships with those First Nations groups and open the door to more connections and First Nations groups as well.
Golden Eagle says it was a big task planning and coordinating to get the rock formation on the hillside and encourages other artists to pursue their ideas, big or small.
It's totally visible from the highway, and I think it's just a happy thing to see when you drive in and you're reminded of the beauty of our past.
The NCC say the lands they protect are open to the public and can be reached online if anyone would like to visit.
If you have a story you would like to see in this segment, here's how to reach us. You can contact me by email, and you can also watch past episodes and segments of Indigenous Circle on our CTV Regina and CTV Saskatoon websites.
Indigenous Circle, brought to you in part by Saskatchewan Indigenous Enterprise Foundation, growing the First Nation entrepreneurial spirit.
Stay with us for your full weather forecast coming up after this quick break. And cardiac patients recovering from surgery may not need dangerous opiates for pain. All right, Jeff, I looked at the map. I have to admit I cheated, but in the Bermuda Triangle that is the Battlefords, PA, and Saskatoon, there's a little blip, but nothing like what's going on down near the border, is it?
Yeah, a lot more active weather down in southern Saskatchewan, and we anticipated that. We said there was going to be this system coming up from Montana, and that, in fact, has made its way into southern Saskatchewan, and certainly, you know, most of it is just straight up rain, but there are some, as you can see, yellow and red dots there, and so are areas of color, and that indicates some more intense weather. But look, northern Saskatchewan, most of central Saskatchewan, there's a little something sliding in from Alberta, but it really not of any consequence. But going forward, we still anticipate, sure, yeah, there's a trough line, could see a little bit of active weather along that trough line, but for the most part, we're talking about calm conditions, relatively light winds tonight into tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, winds start picking up, but until then, things are looking pretty good. So here's our future cast. The computer models indicate, yes, there might be a little something showing up in parts of northern Alberta and sliding towards Saskatchewan, but you can see those pressure lines staying relatively far apart, but then they will start to get a little closer, and as they do, as we know, that indicates some stronger winds. So tonight, clearing skies, and for the most part, winds are backing off in the overnight period, shifting around a little bit in the direction, more of a southeasterly wind, but really we're looking at clear skies and light winds. So 12 degrees the expected overnight temperature for Spiritwood, ditto that for the Battlefords, 10 in Candle Lake, 12 in Birch Hills, 11 the overnight temperature in Rostern and Nipawin. Nipawin, a little bit of cloud, but we do expect that to clear off. And then Melfort, 12 degrees the expected overnight temperature. So let's move on to tomorrow, where we've got mainly sunny skies throughout the region and temperatures slightly above seasonal values, and pretty pleasant for those people in the Lakeland region and thereabouts. We've got ourselves 26 degrees for Spiritwood. The Battlefords topping out at 27 degrees. That's about 3 degrees above seasonal, 2 or 3 degrees above seasonal. And then a lot of 26s. There you go. So 26 for Candle Lake, the same for Birch Hills, 26 in Rostern, 26 as well for Nipawin and Melfort. And as I mentioned, mainly sunny skies and winds picking up in the afternoon, probably around, I would say about 2 or 3 o'clock. 11 degrees for Prince Albert and area overnight with clear skies, the winds dropping off, and then light and variable in the overnight period. Making our way tomorrow, the wind speeds are out of the south in the morning, probably around south 10 thereabouts, but then mid-afternoon the winds pick up a little bit, and we expect some wind gusts up around 40 kilometers an hour under mainly sunny skies. And here's the 7-day outlook for the Gateway City. 23 degrees on Thursday, Friday sunny and 26. Look at that weekend, come on! 28 degrees on Saturday and Sunday, Monday 26, and ditto that on Tuesday with a bit more sunshine.
You know what that looks like, Jeff, is it looks like dunk tank weather even.
Dunk tank. Well, do dunk tanks go on tour? You know, I think we already taught. I think the dunk tank has already been out once. That's good. That's good. You ever done the dunk tank?
I've never done it. Well, I've dunked people from the dunk tank, and usually by cheating and pressing the knob or whatever. But I was thinking to myself, you probably want to be a little younger to dunk the police officers before you end up with a speeding ticket, right?
That's right.
They'll be waiting and watching.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff. Well, the Saskatoon Mamba are back on the court tonight after winning road trip to Whitehorse. It was the first ever professional basketball game in the Yukon. It was the 2026 Real North Classic held on Friday. Players, teams, and staff say they're happy to be home and proud to bring the league up north, where basketball camps, fanfare, and the game took over Whitehorse. The Mamba beat Calgary 96-92, but say the trip was much more than just the game. Many experienced a culture shock being as far north as they've ever been.
Yeah, it was beautiful up there. The Yukon River was beautiful. On our day off, we got a chance to go to hot springs and drive through the country a little bit more. So I would just say the experience was once in a lifetime.
When it got to 12, I'm like, yo, when's the sun going to go down? But, you know, when I wake up middle of the night around like 2 or 3, it's still light outside. But it was a crazy experience.
The Mamba face the Vancouver Bend. It's tonight at 7:30 at Merlis Belcher Place. After last night's Belgium-U.S. World Cup action in the round of 16, the final host nation has been eliminated.
Oh, Matt Freese could be in trouble here. The U.S. could be in trouble here. It's a shocker of a goal from the co-host.
Took advantage of poor American play and beat the host nation 4-1. There was controversy heading into the match after a suspension for the U.S. team's top scorer, Folarin Balogun, was lifted by FIFA. The change happened after U.S. President Donald Trump called FIFA President Gianni Infantino and asked for a review. Balogun had one shot on target in the match and was substituted late in the game.
Do you have a community event you would like to promote? Or maybe you'd like to draw attention to your organization. Let your local CTV station help you spread the word. Contact us at 306-922-6020 or email panews@ctv.ca. You can appear on CTV Prince Albert's News at 5 and get your message to our viewers.
For cardiac patients, the pain associated with surgery is a big concern, but new techniques are getting great results without using harmful and addictive opiates. We get the details from Pauline Chan.
So first of all, we want to...
Heart surgeon Dr. Subodh Verma says fear of pain can sometimes be so great, patients hesitate at life-saving surgery.
And as a result of that, a number of people every year at our institution choose alternatives, i.e., either we won't have surgery or we'll have something else done, but don't open my chest.
They said you have severe blockages of the heart arteries and you will need surgery.
Back in 2024, Ernie Cole faced heart surgery and post-operative pain was a big fear.
My close friend told me that they wanted to die the first day after surgery. It was so painful.
Dr. Ahmed Ali says during surgery they must cut through the breastbone, which is later wired back together.
But there is still a little bit of degree of movement, and that causes a significant amount of pain. And the pain is usually managed with opioid medication.
Unlike the gases and other anesthetic medications available, opiates used to offer more reliable effects on things like blood pressure. But Ernie was part of a recent study testing the use of nerve blocks, a form of local anesthesia, in heart surgery.
The study looked at 340 patients over the past couple of years in Toronto, Halifax, Calgary, and Vancouver.
Quite frankly, it was amazing. Obviously I still had pain, but I woke up very easily from the anesthesia, and my family tells me I was very relaxed. I even smiled as I woke up.
Our local anesthetic technique has shown that we could provide the same degree of pain relief and reduce the opioid medication in the hospital significantly.
1 in 10 people who are exposed to opioids develop a dependency on the drug.
If cardiac surgery can be the first exposure for opioids for people, then heart surgeons also have the responsibility of finding solutions to limit that exposure.
Dr. Verma hopes their study will lead to new pain relief guidelines to reduce the use of opiates in heart surgeries across Canada and beyond. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
Thousands of people will gather at festivals this summer, and some will take drugs. Joseph Bernacki explains how grassroots groups are coming together to reduce harm from overdoses and a toxic drug supply.
Dessa Desote, otherwise known as DJ Double D, mixes it up at some of Manitoba's biggest festivals. She says while dancing is a part of the festival scene, so is drug use.
We do substance testing for people that want to make sure that what they're ingesting is what they think it is and not laced with anything.
Desote launched the Bestie Lounge in 2024. A volunteer-run harm reduction space within festival sites where naloxone and other supplies are handed out. She says the demand is growing.
You can't stop people from taking substances. They're going to do it no matter what.
The only thing you can do is to provide them the resources to take it safely, i.e. substance testing.
It's why she advocates for safe spaces like hers. She was there last week when a couple at the Summer of Sound Festival became anxious after taking MDMA for the first time.
They thought that something was wrong, and we were like, no, this is totally normal. We're just going to keep an eye on your heart rate and keep an eye on you and everything and make sure you're okay.
She wanted to take the lounge to the Winnipeg Folk Festival this year, but they said no to her as a volunteer because she missed a day last year. The Folk Festival declined an interview, but a spokesperson sent a statement saying in part, while we cannot control or eliminate substance use, we are committed to supporting harm reduction. They say Project Safe Audience, a harm reduction organization, is in the campground where supplies are handed out, and volunteer and security teams carry naloxone, but last year didn't administer any. Desote's booth has been welcomed by others, however, like the Bring Your Life Festival held in August north of Winnipeg. Staff say while they don't condone using drugs, they prioritize safety.
It is better to offer someone a safe space to know how to use drugs and get drugs tested, as well as people that understand how people can react to drugs and help them come out of a bad situation.
Joseph Bernacki, CTV News, Winnipeg.
All right, Jeff, you would know this as well as anybody, but Los Angeles is no stranger to bursts of bright lights. And on Saturday night, they were celebrating the 4th of July, and the display was so bright it could be seen from space. This is what it looked like from about 400 kilometers above the Earth. The crew aboard the International Space Station captured the images as it passed over California. The orbit over LA gave 3 American astronauts on the ISS an amazing view as they celebrated their country's 250th birthday. And I'm looking at that. First of all, it just kind of looks like everybody's taking photos down on the red carpet somewhere. And then the other thing I was thinking, Jeff, is, you know, in the old days, the wrestling, the lights kind of looked like flare.
Yeah.
The lens flare.
Well,
that's pretty cool, though.
Pretty cool indeed.
They must have thought you were coming to town.
Yee.